Happy Monday to you, Cross Church family. Hope you are well this fine Monday. Man, what a great service we had yesterday honoring our mothers. Man, if you were in attendance, I hope that you felt welcome and I hope you felt loved. And I pray that you all had a great day yesterday. And we just love celebrating our mothers each and every year on Mother's Day, and we hope that you felt extra special. One of the things I want to talk about today, and I don't mean to be repetitive because a lot of you know this, but when I was a kid, probably 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, one of the things that we helped my stepdad out with was that we chopped firewood, and he would run the chainsaw, and myself and Daniel would drag the brush and split the logs and do all the grunt work. And it was just when I look back on it as a kid, it's just such a difficult task for just a young teenager, and something that during the middle of it, I did not enjoy at all. And, but now I look back on it and I'm really glad that was just a moment in my life's history of working hard and doing things to make me a better person. But I was texting with my stepdad. He got hit with some storms pretty bad in the middle of April about out east of Noble. And he had just sent me a picture of this gigantic stump. And he said, "Man, would you mind coming out here and splitting this for me?" And it's obviously an inside joke between him, myself, and my brother. And he was obviously joking, but he knows what we did, as a family to make ends meet back, in the early '90s to sell firewood and to keep our house warm and to put food on the table when we had to. And we were texting back and forth about that. And I always give him a hard time about he never cut the logs straight, and so we had to always shim them up to get them to stand vertical so we could split them. But that to end our conversation, I basically told him I would not change those days for anything. The determination that it took sometimes when it was hot, when it was cold, when it was windy, when it was wet, when the truck got stuck, when things didn't go exactly our way, we still pushed through. And the results were, a warm house, food on the table, and money in your pocket occasionally. But, to kind of tie this into what's going on with our church right now, guys, we had a meeting with the elders a couple weeks ago, and Kenny Cutter, who's a great man and just a great elder to our church, he made the comment that it just feels like we're kind of scattered right now. And I think that's just a great word. Things kind of feel weird right now with the two services. And, we get it. We as a leadership, we get it. We have the same feelings that you're all having. And it's just uncharted territory, and we're all, this is all new to us for a lot of us that have never been in a church that has to have two services. And we want you to know that we're with you. We share your scattered feeling. We share the weirdness that you're having, just maybe a little bit of confusion that's going on. Which service do I go to? Who was there? Who wasn't there? What should I do next week? And I've kind of had the same issue as well. First couple of Sundays I went to both services because I just felt like that was the best thing to do. And then about a week or so ago, I went to one service, and that felt weird. So I think I've just decided from this moment on until otherwise, I'm going to go to both services because that's just, I felt better being there for both of them. But, guys, we get it. And I know that it's just a strange time right now. But I promise you, this is God's will for us to have two services. It's going to allow us to grow, not only spiritually, but, man, we've got so many new faces, so many new people walking in the door daily, and we could not meet those needs if we were all meeting together in the same building at the same time. But one thing I will tell you is that this is temporary. One day, and hopefully soon, we will all be back in the same building, and it's going to be awesome. And we are going to look back on this time in our church history and understand that these moments where we had to sacrifice, where we had to do things that were a little bit out of our comfort zone, that they made us better. And that moment when we have that first Sunday together in that building, whatever it looks like, whether it's a brand new building, whether we found a building, whatever it is, we're going to look back at this moment and realize, man, That is so awesome that we persevered through that and got through it, and look at us now. And we really need to pray for my brother and the worship team and the children's pastor, Jesse, and all the people that are pulling double time right now. Those are the people that are really being stretched thin, and we've got to continue to lift them up and help them get through this time of transition. But I know that they're doing it with a great heart, and they covet your prayers, and they need your prayers, and they know that we're going to get through this, and one day it's going to just be a time of celebration, and we're going to understand how great a moment in our church's history that this was. A scripture I want to read to you is a great scripture. It's Galatians 6:9, and it basically says, don't get tired of doing good. Don't get tired of doing good. Well, it's great. It's good to come to church. Don't get tired of that, even though it might have changed your schedule a little bit. It's not the norm. It's not your normal schedule. If you don't grow tired of doing good, you're going to reap a harvest. And that's what Galatians 6:9 says. Hebrews 10:36 says, basically, we need to persevere. So when you have done the will of God, you will receive what is promised. And guys, this is God's will that we have 2 services. It's been prayed about. It's been talked about. It's been just dwelled on for months before we decided to make this decision. So we know that this is God's will, and if we persevere, we are going to receive what He's promised, and we will be together again one day. Don't get tired of doing good. Guys, continue to pray for your church, your leadership. Continue to do the right things, do good things, and we will reap a great, great harvest. And I promise you, one day we will all be together again, and it will be unbelievable, and we will be so glad that we persevered through this time in our church's history. Guys, I love you. Have a great Monday. Be blessed.